when we were using Teams, my previous front desk coordinator would take up to a week to just, look at people's availability and stuff like that. Worked, right? So like we weren't able to lock people's availability, that shifted, that thing, like there's little nuances, the approval process, there's just a lot of administrative things that the software that we were using was not capable of like tracking efficiently. And again, when you're thinking about size and scope, over 23 communities at that time was super challenging. And so that's what really led us to SubItUp, trying to find a centralized place that would at least, the big key part was how can we alleviate some of that administrative burden in creating the schedule. So when we started the implementation, what I really kind of worked with Zach was just making sure that like, look, ideally, if we could cut the amount of time that AJ, who was Riley's predecessor's time to create a schedule from like 2 hours to like half of that time, that is a win to me, right? And so when we started the implementation, I had that was my biggest goal in mind.
At this point, I spend 1 day a month making the schedule for the entire next month.
Wow.
So on the 20th to 24th of every month, I make the schedule for the next month. And based on how quickly I can do it, usually it takes like less than an hour for the schedule to generate. And I do that when I come in and I just let it spin. And then I make all the schedules pretty much at once. And it's also so adaptive. It's very easy to use. The system is super intuitive. There's really nothing in it that you can, at least from of the parts that we use, like there's really nothing in it that you can truly break, which is super helpful when you have a bunch of people kind of rotating in and out. They're easy to use and very easy to train them on. All of it is pretty self-explanatory, and it's a super helpful tool for scheduling. Also, the fact that it generates the schedule itself, life-saving, frankly.
I would describe it with efficient and experience, right? And I would say efficient because, again, all of the tools that it has from an administrative perspective and a supervisor perspective are great of an institution of any size, whether you have a workforce of 5 to a workforce of 455. And the experience on both levels, right? You're able to you're able to manage your human capital a lot more efficient. And also the experience of like your employees, right? They get reminders when they're working. They're able to pick up the shifts. They get a notice when their published shifts are there. The changing their availability is so much simpler. It's going to save you so much headaches in the long run, because these students are quite literally like the driving force. And like, again, right? They are attached to an iPad and an iPhone. So like they're going to be able to understand the system a lot better. And so it's just a really good system. If you're trying to improve your efficiency and experience, I would definitely recommend.